All right, how many familiar faces are in this room? Oh no, everybody knows that guy. He was familiar back when Harry Combs was coaching too, though. How you doing, Lauren?
Good to see you, Will.
All right, have at it.
Well, Bill, 20 years later, what was it like to walk into this building? What was coming across your mind?
Well, first of all, they've done a magnificent job with the renovation. It looks great. And what Josh and his staff have done from a facility standpoint is so impressive. The oven is off the chain. It was good to walk in, but it wasn't emotional. Not at all. Would it have been 15 years ago? Yes. But there's enough water on the bridge. I've had enough stuff happen and real life episodes and events go on to make, a departure from an institution not seem quite as big a deal as what I thought it was in real time. But it was great. I thought it was a good atmosphere. I think I was actually very happy that this game will prepare us moving forward, because there's a lot of things that happen in this game that will happen a lot in our future games, and so I thought this was really good for us.
Bill, what did you learn about these teams? Obviously both very good teams. Do you see these teams as being like, how much do they have to grow?
Well, we got a long ways to go. We're not close. We haven't figured out who we're going to play yet. We got a little depth. We got a kid hurt, but we got a little depth, and we knew that going in. So we've got some issues where our margin for error isn't as high as what it's been maybe at some years past. And the guys that play need to play well. And like the way Kevin McCullough played today and Terrence played today, you hope you bottle that, but there's no guarantee Terrence is going to shoot it like that or Kevin's going to score the ball like that every game. You got to have other people step up. Hunter got numbers, but he didn't play, and like he's capable of playing. I thought Hawkins had a terrific game. It was the difference because he was the guy that we couldn't match up with, and off ball screens and things like that. But Brad's going to have a really good team. Brad's team's going to get better. I like the pieces, and they have enough depth, and they got fouls that they can give inside. There's a lot of positive things about Brad's team, and their men for the most part. I think there will be positive things about my team. I don't think that I see them quite from a competitive standpoint yet. You give up let's just call it like it is. If Brad comes to Allen Fieldhouse and gives up 82, Illinois is probably not winning. We come up here or go anywhere and give up 82 on the road, you're not going to win. So our mindset isn't what it needs to be a good team yet. But that's what this game was for, to help us with that. So,
Coach, I just want to ask, how was it meeting with some of your former Illini players tonight?
it's always good seeing those guys. I'm on text threads with those guys quite often. So it's not. I wish there would have been more that came back. I think there was probably 8 or 9 that were here. It was good seeing those guys. Sean flew in from Florida. Of course, Lucas drove down, and then of course Joe and Nate drove up, and Serge and Griff and those guys were there. The one I was probably most excited to see though was Frank. Frank was a bad boy. And the best thing that happened that Frank told me today was he got his degree. So that kudos to him, and that's special. That after all this time, it'd been enough for him to go back and get his degree. And Illinois, I'm sure, did everything they possibly could to help him with that. But now he's got himself and his son, both college graduates from the University of Illinois. To me, that's cool.
You mentioned finding yourself in situations that the team will be in throughout the season. Just what were some of those key situations that stood out to you from this game?
Late clock. How are we going to guard ball screens? Who's going to be a rim protector? Pick and choose when we run, rather than run every possession. Ball and body movement. We can get real stale real fast. which I actually thought we executed some stuff pretty good considering they didn't have to defend the arc, and we still got a lot of easy shots second half. So I thought we did some good things. I also think the fan interest when Hunter has the ball, I think was great tonight, because I think that's going to happen in other places too. So he needs to feel that. So I think there's a lot of things that happened today that were good for us.
Coach, one more way back question. What do you remember about your last game here?
I was told earlier, last game here, I think we played Minnesota.
Correct.
Sean Harrington's senior day. And Sean, if I'm not mistaken, may have been the only senior on that team. Because that team was young, D. Darren Luther, Roger, and James, and all those guys. But I don't really remember that game. I hate to disappoint Sean. I don't remember that game. I remember some other games here that were special. I think the two I would probably remember the most was Seton Hall was loaded. We're down like 17 and a half and come back and win that game. And then if you ever got down 12 or 14 to Wisconsin, it felt like 30. And we came back and won that game. So to me, those would be the two that probably stand out to me the most.
Bill, do you think charity exhibitions like this can become maybe a yearly thing? I mean, pick a cause. Yeah.
It should be, in my opinion. Now, granted, each year you have to appeal and submit a waiver to get it accepted. But with as many things that are going on in our world right now and tragedies all around us, I hope that this is something that is available to schools if they feel like they want to do something for others. So I hope so. I think it was good the NCAA allowed it.
Bill, it didn't seem like a exhibition game in terms of desire to win and the rotations. Did you and Brad talk about that in terms of what it would look like between you guys?
He said he wouldn't play zone, and I told him we would play zone. So yeah, we talked. And then I called him and said, hey, I'm gonna leave you this message. I know you're gonna do it. Nobody fouls out. And he called back and left me a message. I should have asked you before, but I've already told everybody nobody fouls out. So if you guys are mad at me because that was my idea, you're wrong. That was all Underwood's idea.
Bill, what happened when Kevin dove for that ball, and is he injured?
I think he got some whiplash or whatever, but I don't think he's hurt seriously or whatever. You know, it's a first game, it's an exhibition game, but it got competitive there at the end, which was good, and we kind of jacked around and finally got a stop and made a bad pass on a break, and Kevin slipped and ended up going back after the ball. So y'all, you know, whatever happened after that, but certainly it was some guys playing hard.
Bill, here in the back, I mean, when you think back in your time at Illinois, what was that chapter of your life? What was that growth for you in your career?
Well, you got to understand, I came from Edmond and the mean streets of Edmond. Went to Oklahoma State, assistant at Oklahoma State, coached at Oral Roberts, coached at Tulsa. I haven't left the nest at all. And we're coming to Illinois, and at that time, the public league and Illinois didn't have a very good relationship. And Jay Mariotti and Skip Bayless were your two columnists. So you go from, you know, having beers with everybody that covers you in Oklahoma to that. So it was great learning for me. I think I grew up more here from a coaching standpoint than I did anywhere I'd been, just because I had to, and I thought it was great.
Bill, how'd you feel about Jamari and Elmarco?
But Jamari didn't get a chance to play. You know, Nick played more, and Marco played more. I think that they did okay, but that's not good enough. Well, you can't. You got to get where they're aggressive and if anything, you know, be able to guard their man, you know, and that stuff. And we certainly didn't do a good job there. You know, to me, when you're a newcomer, you know, if you're going to emphasize anything to be good at anything early on, you know, defend, rebound, take care of the basketball. And I don't think that we do that as well in those spots. Now, if you were scoring enough points to offset that, that's one thing, but we're not gonna do that right now.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, guys.